Good, everybody. D Soriano Music coming at you. Another vlog. I'm not feeling it today. Nothing happened. I'm not in a bad mood. Excuse me. I just don't feel like saying good morning to people today. And so what I'm thinking is, on days like today, oh, I'm using my new mic. It broke already. I just got them yesterday. There's two in a pack. Tried to put it on, and then whenever I put it on, and whenever I was getting ready to take it off and adjust it, it broke. So at least the audio should be better, I hope. But I need to come up with a list of things that I'll do, or things that I'll say to people on days that I do not feel like being sociable. The days that I don't feel like talking to anybody, because every day I come in, I make sure to make eye contact with people and say good morning. I don't feel like doing it today. I have no idea why, but we'll just have to find a solution and keep moving forward. So I will let you all know what I come up with in the next clip. Stepped out for a minute to go and get lunch from me and some of my coworkers, and I was just thinking about how I just had a situation that in the past I would have handled a lot differently, but this time I think I did a pretty good job. I was sitting in a room with some people, and typically when I leave from somewhere, I just get up and leave. Like, even with my own family, I'll just get up and leave, and it's like, whatever, I'm leaving, like, who cares? But see, that comes from a lack of self-esteem and from me thinking, well, nobody cares about me anyway, right? At least that's how I used to think. That's how I used to feel. But I know that it can be really off-putting to people and make people think that I'm upset, or make people think that there's something wrong with me, or make them think that make me think that I'm upset with them or something like that. So I acknowledge the fact, like, hey, I'm sitting in here where this is typically a time that you all would be here by yourselves. And they say, oh, it's okay, it's fine. But I still wanted to give them the space to vent and really talk about whatever they wanted to talk about, or whatever they would usually talk about without me there. And so I acknowledged that was their time and their space. But then the big thing is, whenever I got up to leave, I made sure to say goodbye. And I typically don't say goodbye. But yeah, I made sure to say, see y'all later, so that I didn't just up and walk out and not acknowledge them or anything. So I acknowledged that it was their time and their space. And then I also acknowledged that I was leaving. I acknowledged them. So that is huge for me. I know that's, it's pretty plain and pretty normal for most people, but that is a big thing for me, because I just get up and leave. I don't like to make a scene. I don't like to make noise. I don't like to draw attention to myself. I just like to go. So that was big for me. Heading home, something that I don't like is, like, right there at the end when I was getting ready to walk out, it felt like, I don't know. Didn't like the way it felt. Felt like I needed to talk to somebody to pep myself up. So what I did was, I at least went back to attempt to talk to people. Didn't really see anybody that I wanted to talk to, anybody who I'm that close with that it would make sense to strike up a conversation with. But if the process is what's more important, then I did my part. I went back with the intention to find somebody to talk to. So that counts for something. I almost wonder if this would be an easier process with a bunch of strangers, with people who I don't know. Because if it's people who I don't know, then I can strike up conversation with them, and like that can be the beginning of the story with them. Whereas with people who've known me for a year, 2 years, whatever, they've already got me pegged. So, like, even if I go and strike up a conversation, say hello, tell jokes, sometimes they don't really hit. Whereas if it's a new person, then whatever I'm saying or doing is fresh, So that's the dilemma I face in some spaces in my life, because for so long I have been the type to be quiet, not approach people, to stay back, and so on and so forth. And see, here's the so it's already tough to do this, to break that habit, to fight against that core belief, to fight against those core beliefs. But then also there's the possibility that resisting my core beliefs and then getting a negative reaction from people can end up reinforcing those negative core beliefs. So I have to stay aware of how the process is affecting me and how it's the process. Like, it's not that people hate me, it's just that a negative experience reinforces previous core beliefs. So I still owe you all the list of things I'm going to do on days like this when I'm not feeling it, because there's got to be something I can do, even if it's going up to somebody and saying, hey, you got any hobbies? There's got to be something. What TV show are you watching lately? There's got to be something to talk to people about. All right, y'all. As promised, I've compiled a list of basic topics. I guess this is small talk, and small talk is something that I don't care for. But as I continue on this journey to overcome social anxiety and find ways to beat depression, I see that small talk is necessary. So I get it. So I'll just make sure I do it my way and be armed with questions and things that interest me. Funny thing,